I'm Sylvanos.
And I'm Shalmeet. We're the TV twins.
We bring you the worst of the best.
And welcome back to the Worlds of Glenn Larson.
Today, it's Knight Rider.
Easily Larson's most successful series, Knight Rider followed Michael Knight, the crime fighter with an artificially intelligent supercar, the Knight Industries 2000, or KITT.
The show allegedly started life with an NBC executive lamenting the state of leading men by saying they would do a show where the car did all the talking.
While Knight Rider isn't quite that bad, the car is by far the most interesting character.
Today we'll be looking at an episode in which KITT literally meets his match.
Trust doesn't rust. No, we don't know what it means either.
I'm Larry, this is my brother Daryl, that's my other brother Daryl.
Actually, their names are Rev and Tony, a pair of would-be burglars with designs on the lab where KITT was built.
They're also ludicrously drunk.
I got a bad feeling about this.
And I got a good one, just like my horoscope said.
Always consult your horoscopes before felonies.
And silver on their plumbing.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't locked.
Here Michael and KITT enter the story.
They're either going 76 or 40 miles per hour. The editor can't seem to decide which.
Michael, do you realize that it's 2:32 in the morning? This is no time to perform an errand.
KITT, we gotta secure the old laboratory. City takes possession of it first thing in the morning.
Why would you wait until the last day, let alone the last hour, to do that?
Couldn't it be that the writers needed a reason to get Michael to the lab at the same time as the thieves?
Anyway, what's your problem, huh? Am I keeping you from a hot date or something?
Of course not, but I need to charge my power packs occasionally.
So KITT doesn't have an alternator.
And speaking of dates, we could have performed this task this afternoon if you hadn't visited that Rosalie woman.
It's Rosalind. Rosalie's the other one. She lives down by the beach.
Michael, why do you need to socialize with so many women? Wouldn't one be sufficient?
Ah, Michael Knight, the Captain Kirk of the 80s.
Meanwhile, at the lab...
Tony, look. Ah, that's just to scare people away.
Unlike that flimsy padlock.
Hey, this place is big.
I think we should leave.
I think you're right.
Is the lab supposed to be haunted?
No.
Boy, they're really milking this horror pastiche.
Come on, kid. Let's check it out, huh? What's wrong? Didn't you hear me? I said, come on.
Come on, kid, come on, who's a good boy? Was Michael originally planning to move all this by himself with a Trans Am?
Kid! We gotta get this guy to a hospital, buddy!
Michael, that car. It could have been my twin. It was exactly like me.
KITT says this every time he sees another Trans Am. It gets irritating after a while.
Meanwhile, at stately Wayne Manor,
Michael's boss, Devin, lays down the exposition.
6 months before we found you in the desert, near to death, Wilton activated what was probably the crowning invention of his life.
Kid.
No, KARR. K-A-R-R. The Night Automated Roving Robot.
I know, we are stretching for names.
KITT's primary function is to serve you, to protect you from harm.
The KARR, the earlier model, had no such programming. Instead, its primary function was self-preservation.
Apparently, Wilton Knight never read Isaac Asimov.
Michael, KITT's primary function to protect human life is, for want of a better word, altruistic.
But KARR, without that programming, is self-serving, almost animalistic in nature. Being devoid of a conscience, it's potentially dangerous.
When this potential serial killer on wheels was kept behind 2 padlocks which could easily be defeated by a drunken idiot with a crowbar.
Way to think ahead, Knight Industries.
Such flagrant disregard of a no parking sign.
KARR really is a monster.
Huh? It wasn't a dream.
You're here, I'm here, it's here.
That pretty much sums it up.
I am the Knight Automated Roving Robot.
KARR, if you prefer. I am the prototype of the KARR of the future.
The future was weird in 1982.
I mean, you're a regular, real thing. Not just something out of a nightmare like you looked last night.
Nothing has changed since last night.
Oh.
That's true. Somehow they're still drunk.
You can't count on nobody except me and Tony.
Don't worry, I won't hurt you.
I am indebted to both of you. You have reactivated me. How may I serve you?
Serve us?
Is KARR coming on to them?
What do you mean, serve us?
I have checked my data on basic human desires. Therefore, I understand your needs.
He is coming on to them! Fortunately, KARR decides to take them to dinner first.
Apparently, self-preservation doesn't extend to obeying traffic laws.
The date ends abruptly when KARR trashes the drive-thru intercom.
The cops are coming.
If the cops catch us, they'll throw us in the slammer.
I do not wish to go back to the slammer.
Watching this show is worth it just to hear Optimus Prime say, "The Slammer."
Afterwards, Rev and Tony discuss their options.
I got 2 outstanding warrants, Tony. I don't need no Wizard of Oz car putting me behind the 8 ball.
Who talks like that?
Rev, I'm with you all the way.
You are?
Sure. If we're gonna walk on the edge, let's do it for something worthwhile, right?
Tony, move! I keep trying to read that box.
Rev, with this car, we could go all the way. We could go for the brass ring.
The writer has a firm grasp of cliché criminal dialogue.
Meanwhile, Michael falls victim to the most predictable case of mistaken identity that the heroes never saw coming.
Wow, they're not messing around.
Luckily, that gets settled during the commercial break, though we're not really told how.
KARR is like a loaded gun in the hands of a small child. It's only a matter of time before there's a real explosion.
That seems a mixed metaphor at best.
Since KARR is as powerful and as nearly indestructible as myself, Zeno's paradoxes should be a factor. What would happen if an irresistible force met an immovable object?
Well, so Kit, what's the answer?
No one knows, Bonnie. No one knows.
Next is a montage of Dumb and Dumber using KARR to commit a crime spree.
Hilariously, this includes a shot of the car decked out in star decals from a different episode.
Finally, our heroes devise a plan.
Hardly anything could damage either car. Hardly anything, that is, except this.
A leftover prop from Battlestar Galactica.
It's a resonating laser, Michael. It's powerful enough to send a burst of energy directly into KARR's only vulnerable spot. The front scanner, here.
You and Kit must be directly in front of KARR. You must fire the laser at a distance no greater than 100 yards. And you must hold the laser on target for at least 2 full seconds.
Kit and KARR can travel 100 yards in 2 seconds.
If you're curious, that works out to about 102 miles per hour.
So at least this part of the plot fits well within the laws of physics.
Back with Tony and Rev, KARR announces that he needs technical maintenance to keep knocking over jewelry stores and deduces that Kit must have such a technician. So, the writers take one more page from the Universal Villains playbook and now we have a damsel in distress.
I'm surprised no one ties her to railroad tracks.
Get rid of this guy.
Very well.
Michael, I'm on my way. Hang on.
Yeah, that's easy for you to say.
Spectacular stunt, my friends.
Not that jumping on KARR's roof accomplished anything.
KARR escapes so we can squeeze one more act out of this.
Later, at Tony and Rev's abandoned warehouse, there's a difference of opinion over the kidnapping.
You're not the man I used to know, Tony. It's that car that changed you. It's the car.
Rev!
You know what Lucifer did up in heaven before he fell?
Don't start that holy stuff with me again, Rev! I'm going to the moon!
You know, William Sanderson should just avoid anything to do with robots.
What was the point of that skid?
ambulance. We'll do it on the way.
On the way to where?
To the gems for the museum exhibit. That's where they're headed.
Kit and KARR engage in a quick round of dueling themes.
You can see the plywood inside the brick wall.
Did he just trap them behind cardboard boxes?
I know guards are useless in shows like this, but that's just sad.
This laser has never been calibrated, and I'm the only one that can fire it that way. Even Kit can't do it.
But it turns out that she can't fire very well, and she misses the mark by about 10 feet.
I must eliminate excess weight.
Excess weight. Best possible description of that character.
You're not going after him.
Want to bet?
Michael, you're putting us on a collision course with KARR.
I noticed that too, Bonnie. Michael, what are you doing?
We're gonna stop that car one way or another.
I thought colliding with KARR was the original plan.
Kit, I am warning you. Change course at once.
I am not in control, KARR.
Then tell the humans to turn away. This is folly, Kit.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
Turn. KARR doesn't have my programming to protect human life.
That's what I'm counting on, buddy.
Turn away. Turn away.
Chicken! Chicken!
No.
What made you so sure that KARR would turn away first?
You provided that clue, Kit. You kept telling me how you two differed in your basic programming. Yours is to protect human life, but KARR's was self-preservation. So, in head-to-head confrontation, KARR would always chicken out.
So Michael beat a malevolent computer with logic. He really was the Captain Kirk of the 80s.
How's it feel to be one of a kind again?
As you know, Michael, I do not have feelings. However, for want of a better expression, being one of a kind is a very familiar feeling.
Right. Good night, buddy.
Being one of a kind is a very familiar feeling.
Oh, that was kind of a downer ending. Well, that's Knight Rider.
Knight Rider is a relic from a time when people thought computers had no limits.
Kit is like HAL 9000 with an infusion of Reagan-era optimism.
As ridiculous as the whole concept is, it has an undeniable charm.
The scenes with Tony and Rev are especially priceless.
We're the TV twins.
And we'll return with more of the worst of the best.
Can you believe there wasn't one Baywatch joke?